Hiba, good to see you. Thank you very much for accepting to give us a presentation relating to your interests, which is women and culture. And in particular, she heads Sudafest, which I participated into it about, 6 months ago, Hiba?
Yeah,
On the festival called Nogara. To many of our colleagues, some of the colleagues who do not know Nogara as a drum, but specifically Sudanese, accompanied a lute, which is a very common musical instrument. And she did an exhibition of the musical instrument related to the Nogara at that conference in Bristol, Temple Mead. So we are very grateful to her to promote that kind of aspect of Sudanese culture. But coming back to Hiba, she's interested in celebration of Sudan musical heritage in Bristol and in the United Kingdom through an exhibition of a traditional instrument. She has also participated in seminars and events exploring the intersection of arts and migration, in addition to culture, including the Theatre of Migration. She has organized that panel. And she has also participated and worked with Art Council Theatre in Bristol, where she trained as a drama facilitator and collaborated with diverse communities, including children, young people, women, refugees, migrants, other isolated individuals. Prior to her engagement with culture and art sector, Hiba worked as a French language lecturer in various educational institutions, including University of Khartoum and the University for Science and Technology. Hiba holds a master's degree in art management from Bath Spa University in the UK. So Hiba, I give you the chair and you go ahead, and thank you very much indeed for agreeing to give us an interesting talk, as you have seen on Amplifying Sudanese Women Voices Through Art and Culture.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ahmed Al-Shahi, for this brilliant introduction and also for the opportunity to be here and to present my contribution as part of the Sudanese Programme conference. Thank you very much, everyone who's here in the room, and I do really apologize for not being able to be there in person and welcome and meet all the participants. But I really appreciate the opportunity to be part of the conference. My name is Hiba Elhindi, and yeah, I'm Sudanese British. I have been in the UK for almost 11 years now, and I am the founder and artistic director of Sudafest. We are a small community arts organization based in Bristol. I live in Bath, but I work in Bristol very intensively. And just to talk a little bit about Sudafest and what we do, we are a small community arts organization, as I said, and we work with women extensively, but we are not a women-only organization. So we also work with young people, we work with men from the Sudanese community in Bristol and beyond. We also share, our practices and culture and traditions through various art forms, including exhibitions, events, community programs. We share all of this with the wider community of Bristol and the UK. I have been working with the Sudanese community in Bristol for almost 7 years now, but Sudafest was kind of launched in 2021 as an event that celebrates Sudanese arts and culture and invites the wider community to witness aspects of the Sudanese arts and culture through various forms, including an arts exhibition, food, theatre, pieces, music, and so on. And from 2021, we continue to provide the community with an annual festival, which is Sudafest, but also a year-long community program, including work with young people, with men, and with the wider community in Bristol and beyond. So the work we do with women, women are at the heart of our work, both as participants, as collaborators, as audience members. They are involved in all parts of, event planning, consulting, and also participating and attending. Some of the work we do include, building skills and providing opportunities for the women to come together. And we create workshops where the women can, feel comfortable and feel in a safe space to come and celebrate aspects of their culture. So these photos are from a theatre workshop that I've done many years ago with Sudanese women. And I don't know if you can see clearly in the photos that there's a photo where they share some of the practice of coming together and sharing a meal. And there's a kind of famous, way of welcoming each other in Sudan, and like the elongated, welcoming, let's say يبارك فيك and all of that. And this was kind of a time where they discussed that, and they reflected on this, and the power of seeing each other and welcoming each other with warmth. And they shared this with members of the community and other communities as well. So as I said, we provide women with opportunities to build skills, and and this in different art forms. So we saw theatre, and these photos are from a workshop that we've done in collaboration with Waging Peace. I'm sure many of you are aware of the organization Waging Peace that works with Sudanese refugees and migrants in the UK. And this is part of their project, which has a big, fabric, and that fabric kind of included inputs and work from Sudanese women across the UK. So we were honored to bring the fabric to Bristol, and we invited the women to share, some of their work and put their input on the fabric. And we're really pleased to be collaborating with Waging Peace on that project. Some of the projects we do during events as well is sharing aspects of the Sudanese culture. So like the sitting around the coffee, so the jabana, and wearing the traditional Sudanese attire, the tob. And I don't know if you can see clearly, there's a Sudanese woman, Tagrid, who is sharing like how to wear the Sudanese tob to some of this was an event producer. I think this was an opportunity for the women to kind of share their practice and their costumes and their attires with the wider community. Some of the projects we do as well that kind of continues on sharing practices is giving women a safe space to share like women only practices like the luka and drumming circles and all of that. A lot of women do not feel comfortable sharing this in front of men and in front of the wider community. So we provide opportunities where these women can come together and feel comfortable and feel in a safe space to sing, to have fun, to come together, and to just enjoy themselves. Yeah, this is also a photo from a couple of photos from an event that we've done a couple of years ago. And as you can see, there are women from different backgrounds are coming together to share and to kind of to weave baskets. And this is taught by a Sudanese woman, Sarha, based in Bristol. She brought together, baskets and raffia, and she shared the practice of weaving baskets and guffas with the wider community. Some photos from sitting around the coffee. This was from an event in 2021. And also kind of, as I said, giving the women and the younger generation opportunities to take part in different art forms, including dance, including theatre and movement as well. Some of the practices also include, perfume making and henna art. These photos are from different events in Bristol, where we can see a woman sharing the practice of making perfume, and the perfumes were made live and presented to the wider to the audience. And I think it was really interesting for even for the Sudanese women who know about these practices to just see those practices celebrated in Bristol, and I think it kind of gives the women a sense of belonging and a sense of of value, to be valued and celebrated, and yeah, among the Sud and among the wider communities of Bristol. And I would also like to talk a little bit about our work with young people. So we don't only work with adults, we also work with young people, and most of the time the young people who are interested to take part in our work are young women. Yeah, and this is a photo from a project that I've done with young women. And throughout this project, we came together and we learned about a Sudanese figure. Many of you might know her. It's the Sudanese activist and novelist, Malkat Dar Muhammad. And throughout this project, the young women came together to learn about her life, her legacy, her advocacy, and the work that she produced as a novelist. Al-Faraq Al-Arid is the first novel to be produced by a woman in the 20th century. I think it was in the early 20s and 30s. So through this project, the young women came together and they learned about her life and, yeah, as I said, her legacy. And they performed a theatre piece called Malkat Dar Muhammad, obviously celebrating her life and her advocacy. Um, and it kind of throughout the project, they shed light on different aspects of her life, both as an activist, as a novelist, and also as a member of the Sudanese society who faced challenges, being in a male dominated and a patriarchal society. So some of the aspects of her life include her work against the practice of al-shulukh, and the young women who are in Bristol. English is their first language, and many of them have never been in Sudan. Had the opportunity throughout the project to learn about the practice of shulukh. Many of them did not know what it is and why it was practiced during that time. So through the project, these young women kind of came together and they learned many practices, and it was an opportunity for education and enlightenment. This is also a photo from a project that I've done just a year ago, and it kind of challenges a little bit the stereotype of men only practices, including like the Noba and the Sufism practices. So we, as I said, like most of the time, it's young girls who are interested in our projects, and they wanted to take part in this project. We called it Tugabo project, where these people came together and they learned about Sufism and they learned about the practices of Halawi in Sudan, and they said, can we take part in the final performance? And the final performance included madih, Islamic chanting and reciting Quran, kind of mimicking and presenting and showcasing the practice of Halawi in Sudan, which are boys only and yeah, men only practices. So, and I said, why not? Why can you not take part in a performance that showcases the beauty of our culture? And although, yeah, like we made it really clear to the audience that although this is a boys only practice in Sudan, we gave these young women an insight into that by giving them the chance to participate in a boys only perceived activity, and yeah, gave them the chance to participate in that and to showcase part of their culture with the wider community. Yeah, and I would like to take opportunity to talk a little bit about the challenges that face women and also some of the personal challenges that I face as a woman in the diaspora. I am a mother of two. I I have responsibilities at home. I have caring responsibilities at home. I also have ambitions. I really aspire to build, projects and build organizations that kind of celebrate my own culture and yeah, also give opportunities to my fellow women as well. And I face so many challenges, juggling all of this in the UK. I think I always call life in the UK for, for women is really tough because we have no support network. We do not have any help around the house. We have to take the full responsibility of a household, and we also need to work to and make income. And doing all of that and also trying to work and work with the community is really challenging. And I'm always in a state of burnout. And I always think, why is this life so tough for me? Is it tough for everyone, or is it only tough for me as a a migrant woman, as a refugee woman, as a woman who don't speak English as a first language, as um and I think I face so many challenges during, throughout the way, and I think the only thing that keeps me going is, seeing the impact of the work that I do on the community. I think it's really tough for every woman, not just myself, as a, as a founder and organizer of these activities. Uh, Also, the women that take part in our activities face so many challenges. They face challenges to participate because they also have, childcare responsibilities and yeah, other responsibilities as well. Many of them have come to the UK very recently, and they face language barriers, and they don't have enough activities to take part in. Um, so regarding the childcare matter, we always provide spaces where, children are welcome, child-friendly spaces. We do not exclude any woman who has children from attending, and most of the time we try to provide childcare alongside the women only activities so that every woman feels included. We create spaces for everyone to, come together to just have fun and yeah, kind of forget all their worries, because as women, as Sudanese women in particular, living in the UK, we face challenges of, some psychological challenges because of the war back home, and its psychological and financial effects on us as women. Many of us have kind of started to take full financial responsibility of households, back home, and also being exposed to what's happening in Sudan, in a very constant way, is having a massive effect on our mental well-being. So we create spaces where these women can come together and just, have fun and forget all their worries. For the young people, we also provide activities where they can come together and, share aspects of the Sudanese culture. And I just would like to touch a little bit on the language barrier, because sometimes we refer to the language barrier as not being able to speak English. But also for the young people that I work with, not being able to speak Arabic is a barrier to participation, because if we want to kind of teach them some of the Arabic, some of the Sudanese practices, and, especially when it comes to music and songs and all of that, they face many challenges that because they don't speak Arabic. So we try to kind of make that accessible for them, and especially when it comes to songs, I tend to transcribe the songs in English so that they can learn the songs and yeah, and kind of understand the meanings of songs. Our spaces are inclusive, so children and adults and everyone from all backgrounds and abilities are welcome. We always make sure that they are accessible.
Mhm.
Um, and I also want to touch a little bit on the issue of pay. Some of the, like many of the people that I work with, they volunteer their time. But many of them also are artists, and they are collaborators, and some of them are chefs, as you can see in the photo. And to be able to continue, working for the community and providing services for the community, they expect to be paid. So I'm always in a state of, fundraising for our activities, and we receive funds for public funds from Arts Council, from the local council, to make sure that all our project expenses are covered, and the artists and collaborators that we work with are decently paid. These are also a couple of photos from some of the events that we do, and where we give platforms to women to share their craft and their talents. And I also just want to conclude with this photo again. I'm going back to the story of Malkat Dar, where throughout the project, the children have also had a chance to link the life of figures in Sudanese history to what was happening at the time of the revolution. And they saw the life of Malkat Dar Muhammad as a symbol for activism, or for women's resilience, and for women's making change in the society. And they linked that with what was happening in the revolution. And they wanted to bring a flavor of the revolution to their piece about Malkat Dar. So they added a moment where they were all chanting تسقط بس أو حرية سلام وعدالة والثورة خيار الشعب. And they crafted that beautifully to their piece, and I think it created a very emotional scene where the audiences really got engaged, and also got to learn about the war in Sudan and its link and its roots in the history. And I just want to conclude with this a quote from Maya Angelou, where it says, "Each time a woman stands up for herself without knowing it, possibly, and without claiming it, she stands up for all women." And I would like to also say and to thank all the women who have been part of the projects that I do with the wider community, and to share their practices and culture with the wider community, and to for all of those who have collaborated and volunteer their time in creating events, and also providing spaces for the women to come together and to celebrate aspects of the Sudanese arts and culture. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And I'm Hiba Elhindi, the founder of Sudafest, and you can find Sudafest online on sudafest.org. Our Instagram is Sudafest, and also this is our Facebook page. Thank you very much for this opportunity, Dr. Ahmed, and thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hiba, for this admirable work you are doing, and your colleagues, not only in Bristol, but in the UK. I wonder whether you have any recording of Nugara or songs by female artists. I mean, during my time in the Sudan at 60, people know Aisha al-Fallakiya, the old singer, as well as Balabil, the three Northern Sudanese girls, but nobody else is. Now there are proliferation of women singers, which is really very interesting. And I'm glad to see that. And I wonder whether you have any recording for our audience to listen to.
Yeah, we actually have recordings from the events that we've done. So the Nogara event, we have a full video, and we also have videos from some of the projects that I run in the past year. So I can share that with you.
كانت بلدنا وقمر الضوء مساحة تفرد بالمحنة للكاتم جناحة وكانت بلدنا وقمر الضوء مساحة يسري بالمحنى الكاتم جناحا.
احنا في مهرجان نقارة كنا سعيدين جدا جدا بكون جزء مهم جدا من الثقافة السودانية. آلات موسيقية يمكن تكون يعني في طريقة للاندفاع نسبة لظروف الحرب القائمة حاليا في السودان. شكرا لدفع الله الحاج والفنان الرائع من مصر انه ساعدنا في انه نبني او نصنع هذه الآلات ونجيبها هنا لبريطانيا لتقديمها للجمهور البريطاني ولكن برضه للجاليات السودانية الموجودة هنا.
كانت بلدنا وقمر الضوء
إسراء الحاج مصممة معرض النقارة بالتعاون مع سودافست. بدأ بفكرة بسيطة من هبة طرحتها، وإن هي عندها الرغبة إن تجيب الآلات الموسيقية السودانية اللي هي ممكن تكون جزء منها مهددة بالانقراض وجزء منها حاليا متداول، ولكن بظروف الحرب بقت كل المناطق اللي هو في السودان متضررة، والفنون من الحاجات اللي هي ممكن تنطمس بعد فترة أو حتى بعد ما الأوضاع وإن شاء الله ربنا يصلح على البلاد ترجع ممكن فعليا ما تكون موجودة ولا تكون موجودة بالشكل اللي احنا تعودنا عليها.
نلقى حبيبة في عينينا نتفتش بيها نندهك من ايدك وترد ناديها. كانت بلدنا وقمر
درامز عندنا
Organised.
موسيقية قديمة اللي هي الدرامز بنستخدمها هنا، بنكون قاعدين بندق الدلوكة واللي هو غنى البنات القديم جدا أثناء ما نشرب القهوة.
Was talking about the luka was a type of drum. It's only beaten by women. The nogara is by men, the luka by women.
وده هو أصلاً بلمة الناس، يعني لو ما لما تلقاها الناس الجبنة بتكون سمحة.
I find these events very enjoyable. Personally, you know, it's very enriching and it makes me grow and see things differently. The singer, you know, so effortlessly communicating and the audience coming together, coming on the stage, dancing and singing together. It was really very beautiful and moving to some extent. Usually you go to concert and you enjoy the performance, but you keep some kind of distance. Here there was much more feeling of community and shared excitement and joy.
مرتبطة الدلوكة بالتراث بالمرأة بكده بشغلتها ذاته.
Thank you, Hiba. Thank you very much
much.
indeed. You
Thank
put
you
our
so much.
hand.
Thank you.